This is the KoperCrabb podcast.
I'm Cheney Crab.
I am Naveen Copperwise.
Shout out to our sponsors, Direct Sound Headphones, Moon Juice CBD by Jade Rabbit. As always, if you guys have any questions for us, hit us up at KoperCrabbPodcast@gmail.com. We try to answer all of them.
And stop by Instagram to download your KoperCrabb Bingo playset.
To play along with us.
I'm going to do one of them right now.
Play along as you're listening.
Make sure that we're actually recording here.
All right, everyone's got the first corner on bingo.
Okay, looks like it is working. I guess I'm producer. Right?
You know, hit
Is
that like
my...
and subscribe and share and comment and 5 stars and send us money on PayPal, whatever you want to do.
Oh, we probably should do that, huh? For those first-time listeners out there, this is a very serious podcast, and each week we deal with very serious issues in the music industry, and we try to make sense of it all for you guys.
Like how, if you don't already play to a metronome, it's time. I feel like that's a very serious issue for me.
Really?
In the music industry. No, I think that most people now are hip to playing with click tracks. Do you remember though? Okay. Back in around 2010, it was a huge thing in the musical community. Those who would and would not play with click tracks.
I remember that for sure.
It was like a moral dilemma of the musical community because some people say that if you're playing with a click track that you lose they pretend that you lose all the other stuff.
Well, I kind of remember when certain bands started, like A Life Once Lost, we had toured with them.
Yeah.
And they didn't play to a click. Mm-hmm. And then I remember we played this one-off show with them, Animosity. And actually, I remember the show. It was in, I think it was in Kentucky somewhere. And it was they started playing to a click. They sound so heavy. It sounded insane. It sounded killer.
I remember I saw Veil of Maya before they switched to click track.
Yeah.
And they were good. They were kind of sloppy, though, the first time that I saw them. But then I saw them and they had switched over to click track, and it was
it's a big deal.
God damn.
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
Because here's the thing. I think that After the Burial was really one of the first bands who was playing to click track.
There's nothing going to be left of the world. It'll be cinerated, and God will have to pick out what he's going to take home out of the ashes.
That was after they played.
Do you remember the specific show, though? We saw Veil of Maya and After the Burial back to back, and Veil hadn't started playing to a click track yet, and After the Burial was playing to a click track.
It's a bit,
and it was a drastic difference.
Yeah. Dang, we're kind of hating right now.
No, I'm not hating at all. I'm just saying that it's kind of good when you start playing to people want to. There isn't so much anymore. I feel like it's the general consensus is that it's good to play to a click track, although there are still some old school type people. But here's the deal, man. A click track just tightens you up. It doesn't, when you start playing to a click track, it doesn't automatically make you into a robot who hits every hit on time.
When you get used to playing to it, you can still play kind of laid back or ahead of the beat a little bit.
Dude, it makes it easier to jam almost. It makes it easier to go off, to stray away from what the band is doing because everyone else stays in time and you can kind of
shit, I'm getting attacked.
Oh, by the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a bitch. But one person can kind of stray off of the click track while the rest of the band stays on it. So it's actually a good thing because when you're coming back, when you're turning things back around and coming back in time, you can come back in time and not be just completely confused.
Yeah, and if the drummer fucks up, the rest of the band can keep going.
Yeah.
But hold on, I just thought we're going to need a new bingo. It's going to be Shiva appearance.
Shiva appearance. Shiva's getting bigger.
And turning into a real bitch.
God. She really is. I mean, she used to be really cute, and now she's sort of turning into a beast, an outdoor beast. See, look at her right now. She's just...
That's her, man.
God, she just follows us around and meows all day long.
For those of you who have noticed, her hood is off. Look at her. She's talking to me.
It technically wasn't supposed to come off until tomorrow, but last week.
Yeah, right. That's not going to last.
Last week I was sleeping on the couch because that's where I sleep when Naveen is out of town. You know, just weird. But oh my God. But Shiva only sleeps with us when we're on the couch. So she had her hood on when she went to sleep, and then when I woke up, she was like laying on my chest, and she had gotten her cone off. So I was like, "You earned it, man. You get to roll without it off. You earned it."
She's being good. She's not biting at her incision.
Yeah.
All right, so we took care of Shiva. You got a pen? I need to cross off Shiva and click track.
Click tracks. Hey man, I like playing to click tracks. I feel like it's made me a better musician.
It's the security blanket. Dude. It's the security blanket.
Yeah.
And there's been times where I've stopped and everybody just keeps going.
I
It's
know.
great.
Especially playing with you, because you will go like, first of all,
wild card.
I can't imagine what you'd be doing if we weren't playing to a click. Like, I feel like you'd just be going slow and fast and like slowing, like turning things around and like having, you know?
Yeah, like depending on how much coffee I've had.
Yeah,
that day,
exactly. You'd be a hard one to follow because you like to jam and not play things like you track them as well.
I like to send
Do you even
balls.
remember how you tracked most songs?
Hell. What do you mean?
Do you even like remember what you put on album for most songs most of the time?
I mean, sort of. It's kind of like I write it in real time, the same every time.
I kind of feel you because I do that too.
What I mean?
I'll go back and I will have this idea in my mind of how my vocals sounded for this part, but I'll go back to the album and it's not like that at all. Like I'll switch up timing.
Yeah.
And I you know.
I do that. I'll write kind of like new parts or something. I just do that the same all the time.
Totally.
But
I
there's
like to add like little vocal.
Yeah.
Well, because I play with that pedal, so it's cool to like add like reverby parts in areas or.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Just kind of mess around with it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get more in depth on that vocal pedal.
I know.
Setup.
It's just a complicated setup that I have going, so maybe we can figure it out.
Yeah.
In the year at least before we play another show.
Correct. What do you think it's gonna be a year?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? That's what I want to know.
Comment.
What is the
how
crowd?
many months
Drop us a
and
comment.
or years
Yeah.
do you think it will be?
Yeah.
What I will tell you, I'll give you a hint, or I'll give you a little like background, is that the next tour that we're even talking about doing is in next fall.
Yeah. Yeah, and we don't even know if that's going to happen.
I'm seeing a bunch of bands cancel their early 2021 dates and moving them to early 2022.
Yeah. So
we shall see.
Maybe we'll see you next Thanksgiving, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The cat is just fucking
see
with
you
me.
next Thanksgiving. That's the same as see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Holiday cover band.
Yeah. We should do that. I hear that cover bands make a shit ton of money, like way more money than we make.
Yeah, I know. What the hell? Like, we're getting paid $500 each
a day
per night. It's like, what the fuck?
Per 30-minute set. It's like,
yeah.
What are you, Madonna?
Oh God, don't get me started. Dude, I actually meant to talk about this last week because that fucking stupid video, like Madonna.
Bitch, I'm Madonna.
Yeah.
It keeps popping up.
It fucking bummed me out. It led me to post a negative status on Facebook.
The bitch I'm Madonna music video keeps popping up like in between, because another something I look up a lot is true crime. So in between like the true crime stories, there will be a bitch I'm Madonna music video or some other music video.
Well, that video is the real crime.
That video is a crime.
I don't have my joke.
I mean, what the fuck is going on? It's just totally like, it started to make a little more sense to me once we found out this morning that it was made in 2015.
Yeah, at least it wasn't brand new, but I was like, this just doesn't add up. If you guys don't know, if you guys...
well, don't play it. We're
so I made
copyright.
I won't play it, but I made a Facebook status saying, I don't know, talking shit about whatever. And
your bad boy status. What did it say?
It said,
you need to have like, I know, she's such a bitch.
It's going insane.
I don't mean to. Should I shut her out?
No, it's cool. It's
All right.
kind of funny. Adds a little.
That's why I'm in this chair today, because she's been climbing up my back.
Okay, so I said, I don't know. I was scrolling around Facebook, which is not a good thing to do in the morning, which I try not to do. But today,
It's an awful thing
had a
to
little
do, to
moment
wake up and first thing go to your Facebook. Awful.
so I had
That's
a
an
moment
awful
of
time.
weakness. I was like, let me see what's going on here. And then
Hey, even Krishna had a moment of weakness.
when was that?
I don't know.
All right.
I just thought it was a good thing to say.
But
So you're telling me Krishna has no moments of weakness?
I mean, if he does, it's like he to teach someone a lesson.
There you exactly.
Yeah. So
It's
like a
teaching
plan.
you had a moment of weakness this morning getting on Facebook, and it's teaching you a lesson.
Yeah, or to teach other people a lesson.
Okay, well, it's teaching
There we
you got online and said something to teach other. I don't know.
Anyway,
to teach other
so
people a
I
lesson.
watched this. Anyway, no, it didn't even come on my Facebook. It came on
It was
your
mine,
Facebook. But
yeah.
last week it came on, and it's just so sickening. It sucks so bad. Like, it's Madonna, who, however old she is, I mean, good for her. She still looks
I
good
think
or
she's
whatever.
62. She looks really fucking good.
But it's like some stupid like party video or whatever. Like, you know, oh, we just want to have fun and party, da 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 da. And why?
yeah.
Okay, so then I post on the internet like, oh, you know, less quality, more promotion or something like that. That's what I posted. And then people try to like use, you know, try to re-say what I'm saying, like in a that's just how it is, man. You know, like you got to have a lot more output these days for da 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 da, right? And I'm like, I just want to post a link to that video.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this video has 375 million plays. Okay, everything that we're doing is stupid. It's like the battle's over.
Yeah.
You know, there's no. It got me thinking, like, why am I even doing this? You know, because at least when there were shows, you could say, okay, well, you'd be at a show and you'd have like a little community, so you'd at least feel like something cool was going on.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, all the really good bands like nobody listens to it or checks it out in comparison to I'm Madonna bitch and whatever the Tekashi 69 or whatever. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's if you start thinking about the numbers, it's crazy. Like speaking numbers, good music doesn't exist. Numbers speaking.
What does that mean?
Like if you take the amount of attention and views that are coming from the shitty whatever, just mindless garbage,
Oh yeah.
and then you compare it to like something that could considered to be somewhat legit,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably like 0.00001% of the views.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
think about what that really means.
I do all the time.
It means that like
It's hard to not have an
nobody
existential crisis
cares
about it.
about good music at
Yeah.
all. And I'm not saying like, oh, everything I like is good and everything everybody else likes is not good. Like, I'm a pretty good judge of saying if something's good, even if I don't like it. Like, there's plenty of bands, so I'll say they're really good, but it's not my thing.
Same. Yeah.
So that's your dose of negativity right there.
Yeah, I mean,
And if you don't believe me, go watch that video, and then also watch it for a little while, and then scroll down to the left lower corner, and look at the amount of views it has, and then
I
look
know.
at the amount your favorite band has, and then
Right.
get back to me.
well, also this is coming from someone. I really love Madonna. Like, I love 80s Madonna, and I even love 90s Madonna. I like that album music even, but I felt that was on the verge of like
What
being
is
really
this?
crappy.
It's like a parody.
But seeing the bitch I'm Madonna thing, I really want new Madonna to be sick.
Why not just go out
But
like
that
you're
was
super
just
old, make
fucking awful. I can't believe how cheesy and awful and like just how much of a parody of pop music it was, because it's like there is really good pop music. I also want to go that far.
Yeah, totally.
There is such good pop music, and
Yeah.
it's just like, and the whole song was just totally discombobulated. The whole music video, it was very strange. It was like in a hotel, the floor of a hotel, and it was just all like, 2015 and like hot pink leopard
So
print
we
and
we
shit.
found out that it's not this brand new. It's 5 years old.
It was a little
That
less
makes
offensive.
If it came out in
that.
2010, it would make a little more sense to me because everybody was doing the like, hey, let's rave was like real in at that point. Anyway, Shane and I aren't that great at talking shit, but that was fucking terrible.
That was just a lull of Madonna's career.
Not only is it terrible, but it'll just ruin your day.
We're still thinking
go
about
check
it.
that out if you want to have your day ruined.
Which, hey, it could be like the Tyson fight that we just watched 2 days ago, that it was so like, what the fuck, that I just totally forgot that we watched it.
I'm trying to forget. That was terrible.
You know, the fight itself, I think would have been a little bit better to me had there not been the really like not good musical artists in between. And, you know, I'm not saying that I don't like those songs in the right setting, but what I am saying is that, is it really a performance to go out and sing over a full-blown fucking mixed and mastered track that has your vocals on it?
So for those of you who don't know, Mike Tyson like came back, but he did it on his own network, and there was like all these musical guests, like rap artists and stuff, and it was like, it was just kind of low budget. It seemed kind of low budget. And then it's also like coronavirus, so there's no audience. And
Which
like,
is so
dude,
weird.
I'm fucking over performances with no audience. Like, it just feels weird.
I am too.
You know, I'm save it.
Yeah.
Like, let's just hunker down until things go back to normal.
And get everything sick.
Yeah, I'm over it. Straight up.
I'm
Done
over
with
it as well. I'm done with it. It's become kind of bland.
It's so fucking bland. It sucks. Come on,
Yeah.
dude. Who doesn't agree with me? No, dude. No, it's not. It's not awesome.
Don't get me wrong.
And then we were watching that Zappa. We went on just on YouTube and watched a bunch of old Zappa videos, and it's like all these people, and there's all this energy, and they're playing fucking amazing music, and
you can't really replicate.
Hope for
The
humanity.
thing is,
there.
here's the thought that watching a live performance at home of anything with that would normally have a crowd watching it at home, it'll be just like watching it in real life because you're just right there and you can see it, whether it's music or boxing or whatever it may be. But the reality is that like the energy of a crowd is just something that cannot be replicated.
Yeah, it's just not there.
Don't get me wrong. I'm the type of person who I'll go to a show and I can't wait to go home. I love going home. That's my favorite part almost. But, you know, you just can't you can't watch a sick metal band on TV and feel what it feels like to be like in the crowd, feeling music surge through you and like feeling the energy of a band.
Or even if
there's nothing like it.
Even if you're watching like a pay-per-view event, I want to see a bunch of people there who are like having fun, who are all drunk, like, yeah.
It's just a part
I'm like,
of
okay,
it.
wow, that's amazing. Look at all these people. So it's just weird not having that element there at all.
Yeah.
And that's why I guess maybe do things more in like a Twitch way where like people can comment. Like I felt like on the Mike Tyson fight, I would have liked to see a little sidebar where people could like text in. Because there's just no people. I guess this is, most people probably already know this who watch sports and stuff. There's already no people there. But for me, I was like, dang, this is just, it felt like the AC was on in there and it was like cold.
Yeah. I was wondering what it feels like to feed off of no one as a boxer. That's a super high intensity thing. Yeah. That's a super like, I'm sure crowd. That when you come out and you hear the roar of a crowd, because I know what it's like. I know what it feels like to play in front of a crowd, and I know what it feels like to practice.
Or to play like audio tree. You know, there's nobody there.
There's nobody there, so it's different.
Definitely different.
And when you're playing in front of like, you know, just engineers, it's like all eyes on you. And they were just playing in front of really like camera people, and it's got to be it's just a different show.
And
not that it's bad, not that it's bad, because I do understand it's like, yeah, but life has to go on through coronavirus. Life has to go on, but it's not for me.
Not my thing.
I'd rather just wait it out.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, with music, it's a little different because it's like playthroughs and stuff are pretty cool.
Yeah, but I never watch a playthrough and have the same feeling that I would
you're
have
not gonna
being at a show.
You're not compelled to like mosh.
Yeah. I mean, I do like watching live DVDs. Like I watch that Dimmu one all the time. I like watching like stuff like that, but I don't know. It's a different thing, man. We put out that metal injection thing earlier this year, and it was cool for sure. It's a different take on seeing songs performed, but it's never going to replicate what it feels like to be at a show in person and feel that feeling.
Okay, I just got a fucking sick idea.
What's up?
We just do like one of those performances, right? But you have like in like a room this size, right? So for those of you who don't know, this room's probably like, I don't know, whatever, 8 by 10. And just have like 6 people
Okay,
that are going off.
Yeah.
Dude, and it'll look like a fucking show, dude.
There's this music video. So there's a band from Iowa called Former Thieves that is an old like post-hardcore type band that I liked. And they have a music video where it's them in a living room kind of jamming out, and they have friends along the walls.
Yeah.
And the people aren't really going crazy, but it's like they're feeling it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. It's like a house show.
Yeah, or like there's a bunch of videos of Snarky Puppy.
Oh, those are
Where
good.
there's a bunch of people standing around with like headphones on.
That is
least
really cool.
I like
that
to seeing people there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do
call
too.
me crazy, I guess.
There's a disconnect when there are no people.
Totally.
I guess that would be a fun thing to do if we could like take everyone's temperature before they came in. That's what they do for massages for me now. It's like they have to take my temp.
With the forehead thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. They do that at work to me sometimes.
Yeah, so why not?
I don't see why not.
I mean, I'm not going to fight it if that's what we have to do to get 10 people in our house or
I think
whatever.
it'd be sick, dude. Whatever.
I think that'd be really sick. Not
right,
hating on what
about-
anyone wants to do,
something
because
about-
here's the thing. There are a lot
I'm hating.
Yeah, but there are a lot of like full-time bands who they're trying to figure out, because they don't have like that supplemental income at home, and they're trying to figure out how in the hell do we make this work when we were supposed to be on the road this year.
I get it.
So,
for sure. Whoa.
I get the paying for a live show, a really well shot live show thing, and I get, you're trying to keep things alive. But
I mean, if it's like $5 or donation only, sure. Whatever,
but how
that's
many of
cool.
those can you really make? I mean, you can
don't
make
know.
probably 10.
Also, it's like, I mean, I'm assuming this is just a period. This isn't like, we're not in this for the long haul.
Yeah. Same.
But I was kind of thinking about that, I was like, man, like when we watched the Mike Tyson, sterile pay-per-view event, and then we went and watched all those Zappa videos. I was like, man, I really hope we can get back to the way things were, because people are missing out.
Totally.
And that energy. And like I said, like you go see Madonna 375 million plays, and then your favorite band, I don't know, whatever, 10,000 plays, right?
I mean, there are metal bands that have some millions of plays, but
so a million plays. Let's call
those
it
are
that.
usually more poppy bands.
So
more pop oriented.
if you're me, it's not going to be very many plays.
Yeah.
And then, but the thing is, you go to the show and there's actually people there, right? You're actually around like-minded people, so you don't even care. Whatever, who gives a shit?
You're seeing
You're not seeing the stats of how many people are at the show. You're just fucking at the show having a good ass time.
And that is something that is sort of alarming to me in this whole thing, is that I feel like the world has become even more interlocked with numbers and subscriptions and followers and likes and all of this shit, that it's almost like I'm almost going insane because I'm not seeing the real world thing. And instead I'm just hearing about numbers. And I honestly couldn't care less about all of that shit. That's not why I'm into music. And I feel it starts to make me crazy hearing about that stuff all the time.
Because think about every show that's happening has a little counter next to it. That's like, how many
this is how many people are watching with you. Dude, weird. I was watching that's
supposed to be like the promoter cares about
I was watching a Neil Morse live stream. So Neil Morse, Prague guy, transatlantic, Mike Portnoy is in his band. That's what Mike Portnoy does now, right? So I was watching, every year he does this thing called Morse Fest. And he has a church in Tennessee, I think Nashville, and everyone comes to Morse Fest, and usually there are 1,000 people there or whatever. This year it was Morse Fest online. Yeah. And there was a chat room to get into Morse Fest. So you were chatting with other fans on the way in, which I thought was cool. That is cool to talk to other fans. But once you get in, it's like 439 people are watching this event with you. And it's just like, man, do I need to know this? Do I need to be like, wow, that's not as many people as I thought it would be? It's like, imagine 439 people in a fucking venue. That's a lot of people. It's in line with like the movie The Social Dilemma. It's forcing us to like move more in that direction, and it is kind of scary, and there is something about that just makes me feel crazy.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
There's nothing going to be left of the world. It'll be cinerated, and God will have to pick out what he's going to take home out of the ashes.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
That's fucking on point. Jesco White.
But also, like, when you're at a show, you're able to lose yourself in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not going to happen when you're, like, online. And then everyone who's watching the show is, like, texting the whole time the show is even happening. So, I mean, it's... I don't know. Usually we're positive. It's not a positive episode. I'm not feeling that positive, to be honest
sure
with
it'll get positive, but it's just like, man. I don't know, man. I just like really care about making sick shit and care about like putting out stuff that I want to listen to and care about. And I don't care as much about how much merch we sell and the numbers and the I don't really care that much about that stuff. Yeah, and the fact that that's like a main topic or like, you know, it's like, dude, this happens every year on Black Friday, but this year on Black Friday, it was like my whole news feed, it was just like Black Friday sale after Black Friday sale after Black Friday sale. We did one, of course, because it's like we're a band.
Part of the problem over here.
Yeah, I think I'm not saying that we aren't. I'm not saying that we don't contribute to that sometimes because we totally do. It's a part of like being someone who like puts your opinion and your art out there. But it's like I never want to be too overbearing with that stuff.
I guess there's no counter to it. Like it's one thing if it's like, yeah, that's what's going on online, but we have this whole other thing where we're on tour half the year and we're like actually doing IRL stuff.
Yeah.
So but now it's just that.
Yeah. There's no counter. The balance is way off.
There is no balance.
Because the internet is just like, I mean, dude, if I scroll down, it's like 20 guitar players and, you know, but it's a product. I honestly unfollow that stuff and I just like not unfollow, but I mute.
Damn.
Which is a great feature on Instagram. I mute a lot of stuff and it's not because I don't like it or don't like care, but it is because I think it becomes a little
monotonous.
Well, it's not only monotony, but it like challenges my brain I want my brain to grow.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. But anyway, all right. I guess we're enough bitching.
Hey, man, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it is all about love, and I can't like really hate on anyone specifically, but
we're going to anyway.
It is what it is.
No, I'm just kidding. I can't remember what I was gonna say. But yeah, no. I got it. So I got a $50 like just little like old school Line 6 Spider amp. Just because, like, whenever I play guitar, I'm, like, at my computer, and it's, like, in the recording program, so I'm like, okay, I gotta get something done and track it, but I'm like, okay, I just want, like, a little amp next to the couch so I can just chill on the couch and play guitar, and there's no computers around. I'll tell you what, we got that today, and I've written, like, 5 riffs today, dude.
Yeah, it's awesome. The tone needs to be worked out a little. Maybe
fuck the tone.
I was thinking maybe we could get like one more pedal or just start a pedal board
with
it. Because it's got like, it sounds pretty fucking good.
Sounds all right. I don't even know when it's from. It was $50, like I said. So.
It doesn't even matter because it's not like you're going to use it for anything past the living room.
I mean,
You've already today written 2 really sick riffs.
But what I'm saying is I felt so good to just sit there and I'm disconnected and I'm just like, playing. I mean, this sounds so crazy, but I'm just sitting there playing guitar.
It's like back to basics, dude. Back to basics.
Like, I don't know. I just wanted to do that all day. It was fucking fun.
Yeah. Well, it's the same feeling as like playing acoustic guitar on the couch. It's just there's something about it where you can. You know, it's kind of like reading, not on your phone, just
Yeah.
reading a book. It's like you can do this on your phone, but do you really want to be that connected to it all the time?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna crack this beer. Would you want some? If I don't drink it all?
Yeah, but I have some. But yeah, well, that's the fucking bitching for today. I didn't
All right,
mean to
I'm
go down that
fucking
path. I mean,
bitching.
dude, I get it.
People probably feel this.
Yeah,
and they're probably
I'm
feeling
sure.
a little. But yeah, our Thanksgiving was good. We
Yeah, it was
had my
awesome.
family here for like 3 days. So
Yeah.
the in-laws.
Yeah. So a
But
lot
that
of
was great.
energy.
It was fun. We were getting full.
So full. I brought some Iowa delicacies, like cornbread casserole. But here's the thing, cornbread casserole, if any of you are from the South, I'm just wondering, have you had this thing called cornbread pudding? Or corn pudding? Because I looked up like corn casserole and what came up was corn pudding. And it kind of
Okay.
seems like the same thing. Like it could be the same thing. But corn casserole is essentially this
I
corn.
gotta pee real quick.
It's essentially this cornbread that's like mushier than most cornbread, and it's got cheese in it. I made it with some egg replacer because we're not fucking with those eggs. But yeah, it was pretty good. So I made that, some macaroni and cheese. We had the fam over. It was fun. We have a nice little backyard, so we chilled in the backyard. And Naveen's mom brought over a fire pit, so that was really cool. And we got to hear like the yearly stories that are told. Because you know how every family has like a revolving 10 stories, right, Naveen? Every family has a revolving 10 stories, and every holiday they're told like they weren't told the holiday before that, or even like 2 weeks before that at your dad's birthday.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what they are though.
It's not just your family; it's every single family. Like
It's
there's
just-
so
yeah,
many
I remember
stories.
when,
There are just a million stories. Your dad usually tells them.
yeah, my dad gets going, dude.
That
on the-
we've
on the
heard
stories,
before.
dude. Yeah.
Mark
I enjoy-
Compromise has
I enjoy it.
the most stories. I do too.
MK, maybe we'll get him on the show one day.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be amazing.
He's got that book. You guys should check out the book. It's about Naveen's grandpa. One Last Jew.
Every last Jew.
Every last Jew.
Yeah, his dad is a Holocaust survivor, and he wrote a book about him.
Which
Very
I
serious note.
was just watching this it's not a documentary. It's a show about the Holocaust. I think it's called
That is killer.
It's really good.
I didn't think you would like it because it wasn't like
Artisan.
super expensive.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But I've been watching this show that's called Liberated, I believe, and it's a telling of the liberation.
Wow.
So the end of the war. And it's made in the same way that Waking Life was made. So it's actors, but it's animated over top of it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting because they can go to a lot of places that they can't go with real humans with that. But it's just cool. And I was watching, like, they go to Dachau, and that's where your grandpa was liberated from. So I was like, wow, this is fucking crazy. And I can imagine, because they were just showing scenes of during the liberation, how there were Nazi soldiers who were like who were surrendering at the end of the liberation. And in one specific scene, a guy like murdered the Nazis who had surrendered. And it's just like, wow, that's an insane moral dilemma to be placed in. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, I went there. I went to Dachau. I'm the only one in my family who's gone back.
The only one.
Yeah.
And your grandfather was liberated in what year?
45.
And what year did he move to America?
He came in, I think it was a few years later.
Well, because he became like, him playing soccer was after he was liberated.
Yeah, he
right?
stayed in Europe for a few years.
Do you know what city?
It was in Germany.
Wow.
But he's not German. He's from Poland. And then
right.
But he actually got German citizenship and came through that way.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah,
And he lost members of his family.
his whole family.
His whole family died.
Except for his 3 brothers.
And well, what did he have? His mom and his dad and
7 sisters.
What?
Yeah.
He had 7 sisters?
Yeah.
I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew he had sisters, but 7 sisters perished.
That's what I believe. I believe that's the
Jesus
number.
Christ. Yeah, it would be really interesting to have your dad on to talk about that because he's like
talk about the
a
book.
pro of, he knows a lot about that.
Yeah. But him and his brothers came to the U.S. and they started big families and everything. So.
And fun fact, his last name was not Copperweiss.
No, it was Copperwass.
Right. So there are Copperwasses that are your family.
The only Copperweisses are from my grandfather's clan.
And those are the only Copperweisses in the entire world as far as...
Yeah. And then all the other people are Copperwass.
But he changed his last name to Copperweiss because he felt that it would be more American.
So my dad said that forever. Like, that's what I've always thought. And then we asked my grandpa, and he just was like, no, they just got it wrong.
They got it wrong.
Yeah, so that story's not true.
Wow.
It's tall tales. He just said his name, and he didn't even speak English when he came here.
Wow.
He had like I think he had like $20 and didn't know English or anything and just came here.
Just came to New York.
Yeah, I mean they thought that like when you got to America, there was like gold
in the streets.
And you just shovel it into your backpack and
go
about your business. But yeah, it was great for him. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
It's not literal, but I mean, there is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity in the United States that he wouldn't.
Oh, are you kidding me? Especially in the 40s after war torn Europe.
Yeah.
So, he just like learned English at night and started a business, garment business, tailor, and had my dad.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other story.
It really is. It's fascinating.
Maybe we'll get into that one day.
Yeah, I think we will. All right. We've got quite a few questions this week, so we're about 40 minutes in. Let's dive into this.
I know. I didn't glance. A lot of people probably glance at their questions beforehand and they get like a good answer going. But my answers are always off the dome.
That's a new.
I don't know. So if you were thinking, wow, Naveen's answers are so in depth, how's he do that? It's just off the top of my head.
Well, that's a new bingo plot point because you said that last week.
Wow.
Let's add that to the bingo.
Yeah. Okay. That's what they come for, the greatest hits.
That's fucking right. All right. This first one is from Alex. And Alex says, who's officially playing the guitars and bass live for new Entheos, or is that an optional thing? That teaser was fucking sick, by the way. P.S. My wife and I will totally take you up on your Airbnb offer. LOL.
All right,
no, so, LOL. Yeah. You're coming over.
Yeah. So last week we put out there that we would have guests at Tour of Santa Cruz.
We're not lying.
For $100.
I think we should start in the spring.
I also need to clarify it's $100 per person. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not
so
like
Alex,
group deal.
Alex, $200. Don't think you're getting one over on us.
I think we should do it.
And you're gonna be signing a confidential.
Yeah, NDA. You can't tell
anybody where we live. Can't tell anybody our address, and if you do, you're getting sued.
Yeah. So apart from that, and we'll feed you. We'll give you some food.
Hell yeah, we'll feed you.
Which is a pretty good deal, in my opinion.
It's a really good deal.
Yeah, so I actually want to do it.
I do too. We have a new fire pit. You can come over. Yeah. We're gonna kick it and have some beer.
You're paying for the beer, though.
I was gonna say we'll buy the beer, but
no,
because I like expensive beer, so I like to introduce people to Santa Cruz's finest beer.
That's why I thought you might not like that because it's like a more mainstream.
Lagunitas. Okay, this Lagunitas, it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's called Hazy Memory, but I'm now into. Thank you, Jared Christensen from Archaic, because we went to a brewery last week, and he was telling me like the new thing. It's foggy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Foggy beer.
I'm sticking with hazy.
And he hit me off to the foggy beer, and I got foggy, and that is really in line with the kind of beer that I like.
Well, you cover the fucking off and getting us a nice cold pitcher of Bud, okay? See you around.
But so who's officially playing the guitars and bass live for new Entheos? There's no official person who is playing bass or guitar live for Entheos.
Well, we got I played guitar on the new song. I'm thinking about quitting drums.
No,
and moving over
it's
to
not going
guitar.
to happen.
So announcement.
It's not an announcement. We detract the announcement.
No.
So here's what's happening, Alex. Like the further we we get into this world, we're like, Naveen is going to be writing our music, you know, for the foreseeable future. That's how we're operating. We will take people out live that we want to take out. On the tour that we took, or on the tours that we had planned for this year, we were going to take our friend Chase Frazier, who was in Animosity, who's in Continuum. He was in Decrepit Birth on Decrepit on guitar, and we were going to take Hugo from Beyond Creation, Equipoise.
What's Hugo's last name?
Doyon Carew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We are going to take Hugo on bass. So what we will do is we're going to take out people who we think are sick. That's how we're going to operate. Obviously, you know, we have people we would love to take out.
Yeah.
Evan Brewer.
Looking over at Evan.
looking at you, Evan. Or play on our stuff, but Evan Brewer. But, you know, I just look at it this way. This is what Entheos is to us now, and we've talked about this a lot. It's like, you know, Devin Townsend has he's constantly making music and he switches out bands.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Entheos is operating, except Naveen and I are the Frank Zappa, if you will.
We're Frank Zappa. I'm Frank, you're Zappa.
Exactly.
So,
but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we're the band now, and we get people to play with us sometimes. We haven't done it yet, but we will.
Yeah, so honestly, and we change our minds so fucking often that it's like tomorrow morning it could be a little different. You know, there ain't no telling what's going to be going on when we go on tour next year.
Yeah, so just embrace it. And, well, I mean, what we're doing is really just kind of preparing to go back on the road and play shows and stuff. And when it gets closer to that time, we'll figure out what to do.
Yeah, and
maybe I'll be on guitar.
You know, maybe you're like, well, why wouldn't you guys like go find an official guitar player, like, you know, at least? And for us, it's like, here's the thing: Naveen has in the past written most of our guitars, is capable of writing all of our guitars. We've had at this point 3 guitar players in our fucking band.
Yeah,
it becomes as exhausting to us as it has to people who listen to our band to like keep putting official guitar players and having someone new play on each album. So we're trying to, like, you know, Naveen and I will always be there, and you can be sure of that.
Yeah,
and that's what you should know listening to our band, that we are going to always be a part of it.
There you go. That's the band.
We just don't want to have like a revolving door of members.
Well, I guess, yeah, it's just more we're the members, and there's going to be other people who back it up.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on right now. We got a lot of material in the works. We proved it last week. I played a little clip. So don't talk shit.
That's another bingo point. God damn it. This guy has us pinned down. Tiago, I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly, from Skybound. He's got us pinned. So yeah, Alex, that's what it is. You and your wife, let's book a date, man.
Yeah, I'm saying let's do it, dude. You get the tour, because we know a lot of good stuff around here and good stuff to do.
Yeah.
We'll just take, you know, the classic Santa Cruz.
$200, little man. Put that shit in my hand. We
might need to raise they get in on that introductory rate.
Yeah, you're getting a special offer.
Yeah, after some time. Maybe we'll turn this room into the guest room.
Oh, probably not, because this is half my office of guitars.
Okay.
And vocals.
Right. Where are they going to stay? They're going to stay in here, right? Are they going to stay in the van? What did we say last week?
No, they're staying in the van.
Oh, we said stay in the van?
Yeah.
That sucks. It sucks for
them.
We'll
put a heater in there or something.
It's going to have all my work shit in there.
You can sleep next to draperies. Awesome. All right.
All right. You want me to read the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is from Trinity. Cool name.
I think it's Trinity. Or is it Trinity? It's Trinity. It's got to be Trinity.
Trinity.
Trinidad girls in the bum.
You know what? I realized that I have this thing about me.
What?
If a bunch of words are pushed together,
yeah,
I'll read it all fucked up.
Yeah.
No, seriously. And that's what just happened.
You can't separate it.
Yeah. Like
I think that's a thing.
Like, I don't remember what the other day I was looking at one and I was like, I was just tripping out on it, and then after a while, I was like, "Oh, it was something just like."
I just want to clear something up
eggs.
from earlier. I wasn't talking shit about Veil of Maya. I just think they cleaned it up a lot when they got on ClickTrack.
Dude, I mean, go watch an animosity video, okay?
Yeah, it's like
it's
what is going on?
It's
I don't know
chaos.
who is doing what.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing a different song.
Yeah, I remember this one
I'm
time.
just kidding. I haven't even watched.
I remember this one time my dad came to a show and he's like, I couldn't recognize one song.
He said that?
Yeah, he's like, couldn't recognize any of the songs.
He's never said that to us.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I feel a lot better.
I'll never forget that. I was like, wow, we must have really blew it.
He said.
Yeah, because he's a musician. He knows the songs somewhat.
He really said that?
Yeah, he said that.
God damn.
He's like,
cool.
you guys, right when you started, I just couldn't hear. I couldn't tell what was going on.
That's why we need your dad on the show. And that's like Lars Ulrich's dad.
Yeah, no.
And he was like, we need to get that
delete
as
that?
a sound clip. I'd say delete that.
Hello, party's here.
But I just wanted to clear that up. I was just saying that all of a sudden.
It makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
It makes a difference. That's all we're saying.
All right.
Okay.
Trinity. Trinity. Trinikiti says,
hey, hope you guys are doing well. The kitten looks cute as hell.
She's a bitch.
Yeah. I really appreciate the warm response you gave to the message I sent in one of your earlier episodes, number 14.
Damn, that was a long time ago, man. We've been shooting a lot of episodes.
We're
This is
on
crazy.
42, huh? You guys are still here. We're only doing it because you guys said to do it. So I think this
your
is
fault.
totally fucking stupid, but I'm doing it because everybody's
No,
they
you
wanted
don't.
it back.
You love it. You love it. You love sitting in front of that coffee cup.
Actually, okay, we got the coffee cup there.
Yeah, you guys don't forget you can buy a coffee cup. I think we were just talking today. I think episode 50, we're going to come out with some sick t-shirts. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
That's how much we don't care about selling stuff.
Yeah, we don't care.
It took us 50 episodes.
So he or she, I don't know, was thanking us in the earlier episode. We were nice. We answered the question. I don't know what it was.
The cat sucks. Shiva sucks.
Question for Naveen. What bands, albums, songs, recordings would you say have dat snare, a.k.a. the loudest, highest, tightened, most cracking, brutal snare sound?
Wait, can this be like a Newlyweds game? Because I think I can say what you're going to say.
What are your favorites? Obviously, omit if you wish ones that are plain obnoxious.
I think I'm going to pick what
I don't
it is.
know. What
It's
is it?
Primus Pork Soda.
Damn.
I don't even fucking like Primus or
Primus Pork
I don't
Soda,
know
dude.
any of the names of their albums.
Shay,
I've
I
never
didn't even know
heard
that-
them.
I didn't even.
I only know it because of Naveen. Joey Jordison, dude. Slipknot.
Primus Pork Soda. That's it, dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
Really? I just
that's
won
it.
the Newlywed
I know,
game.
but I didn't even know that that's what it was.
I just won the
Wasn't even
Newlyweds
thinking.
game.
So yeah, anything Tim Alexander, you're gonna have dat crack.
You're so beautiful.
I mean,
Shiva's under the table and she's just looking really beautiful. Her eyes are
honestly, for me,
sparkling.
dat snare. This is gonna sound totally whack, but I would say dat snare comes into play with like electronic music, cone
dude.
sound.
You know why? It's because they
Villain.
use like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? It's the suck.
Yeah.
The suck
The
snap.
suckers. Yeah. It's like.
Yeah, Naveen's like palette comes from D&B.
Yeah. So I probably can't play.
And it's almost like not good for us sometimes.
No,
Because it's like,
it's not good.
dude, too much
So I'd say
D&B,
dat
bro.
snare.
There's
check
a
out
whole
cone
D&B
sound.
section on our new album.
Check it. No, it's like a
Dude.
minimal techno.
Okay, there's a minimal techno section on our new album. And I'm talking like minutes.
Yeah, I'm talking straight up.
It's
Anyway,
going to be sick. So
So I'd say dat snare. Yeah, pork soda. Awesome. Like, I mean, if you want to go real old school dat snare, you could go with Destroy the Opposition. Dying Fetus. You know what I mean?
I wonder
That's
what that
cracking.
snare would sound like now, though.
It sounds like fucking shit. It sounds horrible.
Yeah. I mean, Destroy the Opposition, though, that is like a gym go-to for me. It holds up like a motherfucker.
Yeah, so that, I mean, honestly, like anything Nolly's done has dat snare quality.
Yeah,
obviously.
Nolly has specifically good recordings.
Yeah, it just slams.
You know what's interesting though is that we can also tell when it's Nolly.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's amazing, obviously. And then I would if you're looking for a full dat snare experience, I would check out Cohen Sound, or I would check out Billin. So that's like villain, but with a B.
Billlain.
Yeah, and you're gonna get some of dat snare. That shit just hits hard, but it's not real drums. So.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Did you see that?
So that was a kind of a
Tune
curveball,
Track?
but
Is it
didn't-
Tune Track that has that new bass program? Bassists are out. Tune Track is in.
I have some bass programs. I have some bass slapping situations, but it doesn't really sound that cool.
Here's the thing. With drums, I think it's a little bit easier to like mechanically replace the person.
Yeah.
When it comes to bass and guitar, and I mean, you're never going to be able to do it with voice, but with bass and guitar,
Sure about
it's
that?
like,
Have you ever heard Vocaloid?
what's Vocaloid?
It's like it sounds like something that would be on, I don't know the terms, but like K-pop or something like that. Like,
Oh yeah, well it's pop music. Pop music.
yeah, but it's like it's Asian. I don't know where it's from, but,
Yeah.
and it's like it sounds like what's it called? Anime music.
Yeah. So I'm kind of
It's
talking
awesome,
about like stuff that I feel like you might be able to tell. You know what I mean? Though
Oh,
I'm
you can
talking
totally
about
tell.
like full blown passages
Yeah,
of
yeah.
voice.
Dude, a
just
screamer
hard
plug-in,
that-
Cheney.
Yeah, they should. I mean,
Should we
there are
spearhead?
a lot of screamers that sound like
Should we spearhead
couldn't-
that program?
couldn't really tell them
Jane,
apart.
should we spearhead that program?
Yeah, we probably should. Just like do a bunch of screams and like do every word and
You do
like
every- Sound.
Yeah, and you also do like a lot of screams that start at low and go up to high, so you can start to match them together.
Yeah, so
that
Vocaloid
actually might work.
Vocaloid was like a standalone program, and you put in the words that you wanted, and then you put in the notes and the timing.
Yeah, but
And it was cool.
but
It's
it
really
sounded like a robot, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's the thing is that even with a fake bass or a fake guitar, it's hard to emulate like the human hand. The way that it just moves on a fretboard.
Absolutely.
Whereas drums, if you fuck with the dynamics a bit, then you can kind of do it. But you can tell when it's like someone programming who can't play drums.
AKA guitar players.
However, you know someone who does this really well. We should actually get this person on the show. Anoop.
Yeah.
Anoop Sastry, like none of his guitars are actually played. He takes them on a keyboard.
Is that what he really does?
That's what he told me. Damn. What he told me is that all of his guitars are like sampled out because when I did that song with Anoop, I remember telling him that it should be played live. Like we should play it live sometime. And he was like, well, I don't play the guitars. Or it was something like that.
I
Like,
remember
or maybe I just asked him how he programmed the guitars. But he said that he just like takes a note or a chord and cuts it out. It's sampled and cut out, and then he just plays it or MIDI programs
so
it.
fucking sick.
It sounds really sick, and I doubt that people could tell.
Yeah. Anoop's the man.
Dude, Anoop fucking rules, and his music rules. I'm not like the most into super gent music, but I think that Anoop is like
Hypergent.
fucking. He just there's something about his music that I just really like.
Yeah,
he fucking kills it.
I agree. I've always thought it was super sick. The song that you did is really cool. If anybody hasn't checked it out, they definitely should.
Yeah, you guys should. It's called This World. We did it a couple of years ago. Okay, so I don't know if we
then Trinity or Trinity
said
he wants to be Jamie.
or she
He or she.
would love to be the person to search the internet for us mid podcast and be our Jamie if you lived closer. Well,
I wonder
Move.
if he would do this too, but that'd be weird because I would just be sitting here like,
I feel like it would be better to have you doing the soundboard and then have someone else mixing and like that would be sick. If you want to move to Santa Cruz, you're in.
You mean doing the samples?
You would be cool doing the samples
I need
if
more
someone else
samples.
was like mixing our voices and
I think I've already played
caring
all of them.
about the
I've played all of them
internet.
today, except for
I still don't know what the idea is. It's about nothing.
All right, now we're at all of them. So also
Hold
those
on, wait a
robes you
minute.
occasionally wear are dope and look comfy as fuck, which is both true.
So I got
PPS, I
those
would
on
totally
Etsy.
take you up on the Airbnb offer. We've got another taker.
Oh!
And come and sleep in the van for a night and spend the day. That sounds like an incredibly chill time and well worth the money. I've never been to Santa Cruz. I'm wicked low maintenance, so I'll just drink water and exist and not touch your stuff. Well, the thing is that most of our house is a studio, so you're like down. It's like you're going to want to touch our stuff.
He could
We have
touch the
hella
stuff.
drums and hella guitars.
All right, so we've got $300 lined up.
You've got
for
it
you.
up. Yeah.
In the bank.
All right.
In the bank.
We're doing
Take
this in
note.
the spring.
How about that? None of
Here's
these motherfuckers trying to raise money on the internet have thought, why don't I let people come through my house, stay in the van, and get a
Because
full
most of
day,
them don't.
full experience?
Most
I don't think
people
any of
probably
them,
don't have a house and a van
not
that's
that
built
down.
out.
Dude, not that down.
But seriously, we're so down. Let's start booking these
I'm
days.
fucking
And
hella
you know
down.
what's cool is that Santa Cruz, I mean, I don't know if you guys have like looked it up because you listen to us, this podcast, all 10 to 15 people out there. But Santa Cruz is really close. Like
That's
we
$1,500
live
bucks.
in like the sickest place ever.
It's a good place.
Like I'm not going to be
It's a nice place.
Okay, weed is legal. If you don't smoke weed, okay, you are going down to the beach down the street.
We got a lot of breweries.
We have 2 scooters, and Naveen and I just found out this weekend that we can ride 2 on a scooter. So you can ride on our other scooter. We'll go to the
it
beach.
goes kind of slow up hills, though, with both of us on there.
Yeah. We'll go to the beach. We literally live half a mile from the cliffs. A beautiful spot.
Yeah.
We'll go to the taqueria. We'll take you to Cafe Cruz.
I'll
We'll
make
go.
you some
We'll
food.
go to Bagelry.
It's all on you, though. You're paying
It's
for
all
everything.
on you, Zachary's. We'll show you the West Cliff, the mountains.
That would be really fun.
Santa Cruz is like the coolest place. I mean,
'Cause
come on.
I got the idea from John Joseph, the Cro-Mags,
Yeah.
and he gives tours of New York. I don't know if it's under his name or if he works for a company or what, but I know that he's always online going like, oh, I got my next tour happening.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's a fucking great idea. So don't fucking steal my idea, motherfuckers.
Don't steal it. All right. First 2 people we've got lined up. I
And
wonder if
maybe
there's
you could
anyone
get
else
your
who's
ass
done.
into. Maybe we could have a couple extra robes.
Oh, yeah. We should buy a couple of robes.
Those are sick robes.
Then
They're
you can
$50
really feel
each,
what
so
it's like
just
to be
saying.
us. We've got a cool backyard. We have a new bonfire that we just got. We got Shiva. She'll climb up your back, claw you to death, and meow at you all night.
You can come to work with me and
You can go to work with
help me.
Naveen.
help me out.
He's hiring. All right. So, Zach, next question. Zach says, hey, dudes, I just want to say that the podcast slaps. Listening to you makes me feel like I'm just hanging with like-minded friends shooting the shit.
You're damn straight.
That's awesome. Fuck yeah, Zach. That's cool. For most of my life, music has been a huge passion of mine. Same, Naveen.
Agree.
Growing up, nothing made me happier than discovering awesome new bands to share with my friends who were also into music as I was. I'd spend hours upon hours on MySpace checking out bands and top friends of other bands, which led me down a seemingly endless wormhole of new music, and I loved every bit of it. Whew. Fast forward to now, I'm 31 years old, and my love for discovering new music is still strong. Same, man, I'm 32, and I almost love discovering new music now more than I did before. What's up with that? I've noticed, though, that for the majority of my adult life, out of everybody I've met and formed any kind of relationship with, no one seems to really care or know much about music. Well, I think you've come to the right place because we care and know about music.
That bums me out.
Me
dude.
too.
Hold on a second. Like that.
When I
sucks.
meet someone who says, "Oh, I'm not really into music,"
We're not
I'm like,
friends.
"Dude, are you a fucking alien from a planet I've never heard of?"
Yeah, it's not. It's not okay.
Jesus.
Or it's okay, but
No,
we're just not
it's
gonna
not.
be friends.
It's not. Cause, dude, here's the thing: if I meet you, if you don't even know about like a classic rock band or like someone that I can bring up and like vibe with you on music. If you don't know anything about music and I can't like try to expose you to music, then I don't know if we're like homies or not.
No, it's not good.
It's not good.
And that's
We're
that's-
off on the wrong foot.
And like I said, like back in the days where we used to actually interface with other human beings, it would always feel so good because it's like, okay, we're all just here for music, so it's a good time.
I'll be right back. Keep talking about why you.
Hold on, wait, where are we on this one? I'm not sure. Oh no, this is gonna be like when when Wayne leaves and Garth is there. Okay, so he's 31. He's loving discovering new music. He's noticed that for a majority of his adult life, no one really seems to care about music, and it's gotten to the point where he's praying real hard that they don't ask me what music I'm into, just so I can avoid the awkwardness of trying to explain tech death or how I can stand listening to all that screaming. I get that, man. I mean, I used to I worked with my dad when I was a kid, and he's a real outgoing guy, so he'd be like, "Oh yeah, my son's in a band," and then I'd have to, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can totally relate to this, like when your parents say that you're in a band, and then you're like, and they're like, "Oh, that's great. What kind of music do you play?" And you're like,
Rob Zombie.
Progressive, technical, death. You know what I mean? And sometimes what's even worse than that is they'll be like, "Oh, what's your band called?" And then they'll pull it up.
Oh my God.
They'll pull it up.
You know what's the worst?
Dude.
I've had so many people in my
it's
life
horrible.
pull up a video of me screaming
I know. It's
in front of other people who have no idea that that's even like something that anyone would ever do.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
I know.
And it's really embarrassing and I don't like it.
Me neither.
So please stop. Please, for the
So
love
I
of
feel
God,
this
do
guy's
not
struggle.
make someone sit through a 3-minute video of me screaming.
I feel this guy's struggle. He's
Unless they
saying,
like
I don't know
metal.
if you caught this, Cheney, but he's saying when he meets people talking about music, it's kind of like a point of awkwardness because
Oh yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I'm into tech death and all this weird shit." But
Dude,
you know what?
I thought of the genre that Entheos is today. Because some people call us tech death, which is like, what? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we're technically death metal.
You know what? I just realized.
Technically,
I think one of the Torres twins made that up.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
They would.
No,
They
I think they
totally
did.
would.
I
For
think they-
us, for
yeah,
our band
yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Technically death metal.
I think they did.
I'm thinking of making an Entheos shirt that says technically death metal on the back.
Yeah, we should. That's hilarious. So Zach's like, he's tripping about meeting people. He has to tell them.
Oh,
that
Zach's
likes,
also, I just saw this part. He's going through the I don't like metal as much as I did phase.
He doesn't listen to it as much, but I don't either. I mean, I don't listen to death metal
Same.
very often. It's like
Same.
it's an occasion.
Dude, you're looking at this shirt. You're like, she must have on a super death metal band's shirt right now. This is a Fever Ray shirt. Fever Ray is the most not death metal band of all time.
We got a baby here that's freaking out on me.
So, sorry, I just came in here and interrupted and car crashed this.
That's right. So, as I get older, I still love and enjoy metal, but I don't listen to it nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep,
Oh, for
sounds
sure,
the
dude.
same, and he's heard it all. It's a bunch of bull.
I feel you, dude. A lot of shit is like totally a copy of a copy of a copy.
You get the gist.
Especially in like the popular metal. Like,
Yeah.
can we stop playing those fucking riffs?
It happens.
For the love of God.
I bet, of course, for me, I'm 35. I've been listening to metal since I was 12, and
Yeah, same.
so I still hear stuff though, and I'm like, that's sick as fuck, and I will jam some death metal here and
Oh,
there.
dude. Phew.
Don't get me wrong. And I listen to Spotify, right? Obviously terrible, but my what is it? Shuffle. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
lot. It's a lot of metal on there.
I also
So-
honestly I don't want to say I have my finger on the pulse, but I know of like a shitload of metal.
Yeah,
And
Shani's
I-
got her finger on the pulse.
I've kind of got my finger on the pulse of metal. I know like the new stuff that's coming out, and I know I do listen to a lot of stuff too, and I've been feeling a lot of stuff this year. This band is Cognizance it?
Yeah,
Yeah, Cognizance.
Cognizance is coming.
Wait, is it Cognizance that I'm thinking of?
Which one? The one that you like?
Yeah.
It's not Cognizance.
What is it?
I can't remember.
Fuck, I can't remember either.
Yeah, but they're super sick. Cognizance is the band from UK that
Yeah, Naveen loves Cognizance. I think they're pretty
Yeah.
sick too, but
Cheney
there's
doesn't-
this other
Cheney
band
doesn't like
that
them
I'm
very
Cytotoxin. Cytotoxin I'm into.
I'm actually gonna get that dude. I didn't ask him yet, but I'm gonna get the dude, the guitar player.
Why would you say that I'm not into his band?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Obviously.
I like his band. I like
Yeah,
Cytotoxin though.
that's sick.
But I'm talking about records that came out this year. Cytotoxin is it has a good record. It
Dude, that
reminds
thing
me of
rips.
It reminds me of Beneath the Massacre from back in the day.
Yeah,
and I loved Beneath the Massacre a lot when I was like coming of age in metal.
It's ultra brutal, fast, sick as fuck. But that's not what he wants to know.
But Zach
He
is
wants to
asking
know.
our favorite modern non-heavy bands or artists, and it's like dog. So that's pretty much the music that I talk about on this show.
So now we're getting into the bingo.
So Emma Ruth Rundle, okay, you can cross that off on bingo.
Hold on, let's see what the bingo.
Emma
Let's
Ruth
actually look at the
Rundle.
bingo.
I personally listen to a lot of like sad girl. I don't know what you would call it, but it's a
I
lot of
call it
stuff
sad
that would
girl.
be signed to like Sargent House. Emma Ruth Rundle put out a record this year with Thou, though, that I just got the notification that my vinyl is coming. It's a really good
you
record.
pre-ordered the vinyl, right?
I pre-ordered it, but
See, that's right. We're out here supporting, guys. If you want to support, then pre-order that shit.
I actually own Emma Ruth Rundle's entire discography as well. But anyway, way into her, way into Marissa Nadler. I'm talking like, honestly, it's like singer-songwriter, guitar, like darker type stuff. It's under the umbrella of Chelsea Wolfe. Chelsea Wolfe is a good. Drab Majesty, one of my favorite bands, Fever Ray, that I'm wearing the knife.
Okay, so there's a bingo question that you haven't tapped into yet, Cheney.
Someone who I listen to are talking about Iowa.
No, it's a band that we love that we talk
Soul
about.
Niger.
Okay, you cross that one off, but there's another one. That's metal.
A band that I love that
Our favorite band.
I have no idea.
Air.
Oh, Air. Air. Yeah, duh. Okay, dude, most of the stuff that Naveen and I listen to, our vinyl collection, it's like it's not all,
It's
I listen
mainly
to
not
a ton
metal,
of
yeah,
Joni
it's-
Mitchell, Erykah Badu. Like, this is my wheelhouse of shit I listen to. Florence and the Machine, I love.
We got a lot of Air in the vinyl collection. We've got Mastercraft. That's like
Mastercraft, Justice.
electronic Justice.
Steely-
Stanley Clark.
Steely Dan.
Yep. We've got Billy Cobham.
Pink Floyd, one of my favorite bands. Fleetwood Mac is like way up there for me.
So, I mean, we're talking
Circa
just-
Survive. I just got like this sick 10-year anniversary Blue Sky Noise tour limited edition vinyl.
Oh, but he's saying modern. I don't really know if
All of
'cause I
this
don't
stuff
really
is
listen to
kind
much
of modern. All of my stuff
Is
is
Air
kind of
modern?
modern. Air Air is modern.
Okay. then check
I don't
out
know.
Air.
I listen to like a lot of Sargent House bands. JJL, Choir Boy.
Let's see if there's any other music.
I don't
on
know.
here
I'm
that we
racking
can do.
my brain. I don't have any of this stuff written down, but the internet, R&B.
Yeah, Emma Ruth Rundle was on the bingo,
Yeah.
by the way. So we knocked
I
that
probably
off.
talk about, because I've been specifically over this past like year and a half obsessed with Emma Ruth Rundle. So it's like you guys are catching me at the. But I am the type of person who. That's why what we were just talking about, like if I meet you and we can't talk about music, it's hard to vibe as much because I care. I'm like the friend who's like, dude, you like this, you should listen to this and this and this.
Yeah,
And it might be annoying.
Before we even really knew each other, you sent me some music to check out.
Yeah, I sent you Big Gigantic.
Big Gigantic.
Because there was saxophone on it.
I
I
thought it
didn't
was.
know
I
you.
thought you sent it to me because it was like electronic.
Because it was electronic and there was saxophone on it. It was sick.
Wow. And it was all just a love story after that.
Yeah. Were you impressed? Because
I was like,
showed you
wow,
music.
this girl is hitting me off to music. I love her.
It's like, I'm going to marry that girl.
Yeah, just being creepy. And for those of you who don't know, Cheney and I are in fact a couple.
That
You're
should
an
be on the
item.
bingo.
Yeah.
In case you can't tell
are
how
an item.
incredible our chemistry is.
We are an item. Okay, so if you're sitting there going, wow, I'm waiting for this love
the-
story
the
to build. It's already
built.
happened.
It already happened. We've been together for 10 years. It's a full-blown love story. But really, Naveen fell in love with me because I talked about Flesh Rot. That
Come on,
has
why
to
do
be
you keep
why.
saying that?
Because it's true. You're
Oh, Mike.
self-obsessed.
I mean, I was like, dang, this girl's down. She knows about
You
Flesh
were
Rot.
like,
That's pretty
damn,
cool.
she loves
Yeah, but it made sense though because Dustin worked on it and you're friends with them.
Yeah, I know. That's why I start to wonder sometimes if free will is exists.
We already got through this weekend and it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the thing is that there were so many things that led me to dating you.
Yeah.
Personally, like one of my best friends was working on your record. So I heard your name constantly. And the first time that I went to a show, I went to the first Animals as Leaders tour when you guys were playing with BT Bam. And my friend Dustin was like carrying all your shit through the crowd. And I was like, what's going on here?
I actually think I met him though on an Animosity tour.
Was it when you were playing?
No. Sorry, I met him on Faceless tour. I did little known fact. Naveen did a Faceless tour.
Where did that play Des Moines?
No, it was in Nebraska. I don't know if you've ever been to this place. It was like a Vets Hall type spot.
Haven't been there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because we played there. Animosity played there with Napalm Death.
Damn, that's sick.
And then the Faceless tour that I went to, played on, went there.
Yeah, no, I've only been to shows at Lookout Lounge.
And I think I was, once again, at the bar. You meet all kinds of... If you don't ever go to the bar, you don't meet anybody.
It's true, or if you don't smoke weed.
And I was at the... Actually, I've never really thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like crazy now that I
Yeah.
think about it. I was at the bar, and... I don't know, Dustin and I just started talking. That's how I met him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why he worked on Flesh Rot?
Yeah.
We should have Dustin on the show.
We should totally have
That would
Dustin
be
on the
actually
show.
pretty fucking entertaining. But the first time that I saw
Next week,
you...
we're doing it.
Yeah, let's do it next week.
We have to do that.
The first time that I saw you play was Animosity with Job for a Cowboy, and Annotations of an Autopsy was supposed to be there.
Yeah, that was our last tour.
Who, really?
Yep.
So I saw the last Animosity tour and the first Animals as Leaders tour.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is a lot of people, that's like the first time they saw Animosity. I think that was kind of like when we started getting going.
Yeah.
But it was November 2008.
Who else was on it?
It was Job for a Cowboy, Hate Eternal,
Yeah.
Animosity.
Was Cephalic on it?
No. And what's funny is we only got the tour because Light This City dropped off.
One of my favorite bands from back in the day. I actually, I want to have Laura and Ben on the show.
Yeah. But we were like, wow, that's where we're at. We've been a band for like 10 years, and the only tour we can get is like opening a JFAC tour because we were kind of permanent opener. I don't know why, but...
Dude, that's how it goes sometimes. You know, the guys from, like, one of the guys in Rivers of Nile, I won't say which one, he was like talking about they've been a band for 10 years, and we did a tour with them last year. We did like the Where Owls Know My Name tour. And they were just really starting to take off. And it's like, he was telling me how he was ready to like, they had been a band for 10 years at that time. And he was like, I thought that that a tour last year, it might be like, I was getting ready for this to be our last album. Cause it's just like metal bands just kind of take a while.
Yeah, no, it takes fucking 10 years, dude. Sorry, the baby just bit me right on my...
I know.
Fucking...
Get her out of here. She sucks.
I burned my hand.
Why'd you pick her up?
Bit me right... Oh! And she
me.
smells like fish.
Get her out of here. She's ruining everything.
She used to be cute. Now look at her. She's a fucking crazy psycho.
But you know, metal
Sorry,
takes,
yeah, I get it, dude. It
some
takes
time.
fucking forever, man.
Hey, Zach, maybe we'll make a playlist of all of the like non-metal stuff. I listen to Cockatoo Twins.
Also, Frank
I listen to
Zappa.
all Frank Zappa.
Frank Zappa.
Love Frank Zappa. What
You
other
should
stuff?
Definitely check out some Frank Zappa.
We just
that's a whole nother
we
thing.
like
I've
a lot
been-
of shit, man, and a lot of it is not metal. I think that both of us still listen to a lot of the classics. And dude, Black Crown Initiate put out an album this year that I think is awesome.
They're metal though. Doesn't count.
No, but I'm saying like as far as metal goes, they put out an album that was awesome. Thou, I don't know. There are a lot of really good metal records this year. But yeah, part 2.
Now she's going after
Do
my
you
foot.
have a PO box or an address where I can send you some vinyl? I think we're gonna set up a PO box because you're not the first person to ask that.
Jane, the cat's so hyped up right now. It's like
I'd love to share some of my favorite non-metal bands, but instead of just listing them off and recommending them, I'd much rather give you with the physical music, which is the best way to show us music, because we have a rule in our household that we play the entire album if it's on vinyl.
you're damn straight.
You know, Spotify's cool. Spotify lends to it's like the fast fashion of music. So it's like it's in, it's out, it tears easily. It's like kind of shot.
Yep.
Won't stick with you for a long time.
Yep. You know,
I like
thinking, though,
listening to vinyl.
It's time for us to get a couple new vinyls.
Yeah, even though we bought 25 in last
in Portland.
month.
Yeah. But the thing is, like...
Fantastic Planet soundtrack. That's not metal.
That's
Great
good.
soundtrack.
It's a good movie, too, if you guys don't know about that
Yeah.
cartoon, animated situation.
So yeah, I hope that we've named a lot, some good bands for you, but we love music that is not metal. And honestly, I think that it makes the metal that we make a little different.
Definitely.
You love Alan Holdsworth, not metal.
I do love me some Alan Holdsworth.
It helps make the metal that we make not sound like a lot of other metal.
Totally.
I think so.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps.
Because you
gotta
can
have
get
that
caught in the rut of like listening to metal. all the
you
time.
can tell when like a metal band only listens to other metal bands.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
always tell.
There's no like outside influence.
Yeah, I can always tell.
All right. Well, I think we handled Zach's question there. We're just getting started, by the way. So this is going to be a long one.
It's going to be
a
another
long haul.
long podcast,
Right.
so I hope you're around.
Hopefully
Hope you're here.
maybe you're working or, I don't know. Maybe you're like
Maybe you're sick of us. Then turn it off.
I'm thinking somebody out there is maybe like a mailman, so they can just listen to podcasts all day.
Dude, I hope one of you is a mailman. That's cool. If you are a mailman, I would like you to write in and tell me how much of the mail you deliver do you think is weed?
Also, when you deliver the weed mail, are you like, yeah, this is definitely weed?
And are you like, I should steal this? Or are you like, no, I'm going to take this to its rightful owner?
All right. So
I'm just curious.
Tom is chiming in. He says hello.
Hey, Tom, what's up, bro?
What are some of your favorite movies and why?
Damn. Okay, well, I'm going to go.
But we've done a movie thing already.
I'm going to
Have we
go,
not?
and I'm going to say I don't have any favorite movies at this point
right.
in my
Give
life.
me a break. Come on, Tom.
I've seen so many movies. I'm just going to like shout out the Virgin Suicides because that's how I know of my favorite band, Air.
Yeah. Should I go get the Virgin Suicide
Oh,
soundtrack?
dude, we bought this on vinyl. Go
Yeah.
get it.
I'm
You
gonna
need to show
and
'em.
tell.
So I'm going to go Virgin Suicides. Virgin Suicides started off as a book. It's about these sisters who end up all killing themselves. Spoiler alert. Kirsten Dunst. It's a movie she's in. I just love that movie. I'm going to go with also Bram Stoker's Dracula because of the cinematography. It's a great script, but the cinematography is just like perfect. The aesthetic, I that's the aesthetic that I like aim for.
When do you aim for that? Like
here's
in,
our Virgin in art.
yeah, think
just
it's-
in
dude,
art
check-
that I
it's
wanna
got
pick
like-
out.
It's got like what's it called?
A thin coat of dust.
It's got
A dusting.
incense dust all over it. Anyway,
Oh,
this is
no.
it right here. We got this.
Yeah, we bought this.
Dude, look at that shit. Okay.
That was my birthday present.
Yeah, that's a legit.
It's been my favorite movie since I was 13.
So this is
a long time.
the vinyl. It's got the soundtrack.
Which maybe you've heard Playground Love, which is probably the most popular.
Yeah, and the soundtrack
Air song.
rules, by the way.
It does rule.
I've been listening to this fucking soundtrack since 2007.
I've been listening to it way longer.
Really?
Dude, 02?
What?
So long. I've loved that movie for so long.
So here's the soundtrack, red vinyl. Get some of that.
Sofia Coppola is the reason that I know about Air.
Then you got
This
what
kombucha
is this?
tastes like watermelon, but someone's gum has been sitting in it for an hour.
Then you got the picture disc live version.
Yeah, they played it in LA apparently.
Okay. And you got another disc for the soundtrack. Oh no, this is the singles. No, this is the soundtrack. The other one's the singles. My bad.
Dude, King Crimson, another great band.
And then you got 2 huge posters, which are really. One's the. Should I just fucking open them up? I'm gonna open them up. Anyway, you got 2 posters and download code.
Dude, you just flash that. People are gonna be using it.
Poster. And then it's also got CDs for the whole thing.
So pretty much it's like a collector's fucking paradise that we got.
So the thing that was weird was when I saw it online, I noticed that one listing was for the vinyl and another was listing for the CD. And the vinyl was like $100-something bucks and the CD was like $60. But I looked a little deeper and I was thinking, since it has a CD, they've listed it for like $60, but I had this inkling that it was the full vinyl, full package, right? So I went with it, and I was right. So we got it for $50-something bucks.
Which is, we could probably sell it for like 150. That's
Yeah,
a cool
it's
thing with vinyl too, is that it's like you can be a collector. So you may get, that's what's addicting about it, honestly. It's like winning a jackpot or something. Or, you know, it's like you can collect something, it might be worth more. That's a part of the fun.
Maybe we should go to Portland again.
I think we should for like New Year's. I'm on a Tahoe Christmas.
Let's go to Portland for New Year's.
Yeah.
Dude. Straight up.
I would like
Let's
to
go to
do
Lucas's.
that. Lucas, third episode in a row we're talking about you.
Okay, so they're gonna throw him on the bingo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on. Where's
And Tom also says, what are some of your favorite movies? American Psycho.
Yeah, I love American Psycho for some reason. I don't know what that says about me, but
I like a lot of horror movies too because they're the best.
I would say American Psycho, No Country for Old Men,
Great movie.
Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like Naveen movies.
I mean, I like.
They're kind of like
Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite. Dude, From Dusk Till Dawn. Have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
I saw it when I was a kid.
You should definitely see it. It's just such a good movie. I like a lot of vampire movies, man.
Really?
Yeah, because here's the thing about vampires. They're very...
So wait, hold on. Do you like
I relate.
the best vampire movie of all time?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is there a movie from Buffy?
Yeah, Okay, so Buffy the Vampire Slayer was first a movie.
It was first a movie and then made into a show?
Dude, the movie is really crappy. It's like an early 90s, maybe late 80s movie. And it's like very, it's not serious. The vampires are like really whimsical. We should watch it together because it's funny. It kind of reminds me of this other movie, which is like when a mannequin from a mall becomes a real person. And it's from the same time period.
That's like...
Or like My Boyfriend's Back. Do you remember that movie?
It sounds familiar.
They're all kind of from the same time period, and they all have this whimsical like feeling to them. But anyway, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer was my favorite show growing up.
All right, what about Twilight?
Twilight I thought was pretty good, but
the first Twilight's pretty good, dude.
But I like vampire stories more when it's like in a way I feel like I can relate to vampires. It's very melancholic, very like vampires are always philosophical. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Because they can't die. So there's something that becomes like very philosophical about them.
That's pretty cool.
True Blood. It's a good show.
Yeah, Night Watch is actually one of my favorite movies, and that's
a good movie.
A vampire flick for sort of.
You like The Mask.
I like The Matrix is one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
Night Watch would be my favorite. It's a Russian movie, actually.
It's hard to think of like.
Have you seen
favorite.
Night Watch?
Yeah, you showed it to me.
We should watch it.
It's hard to think of your favorite things on the spot, but like.
I thought we should probably read the questions ahead of time.
Yeah, I know. Especially when you guys ask us for our favorite stuff. La Voyage de las Lunes. that has air.
Oh, that's the Journey
Or
to
it's
the Moon
like, yeah,
situation?
A Journey to the Moon. I think it's on Facebook or on
Night
Netflix.
Watch.
My bad.
Here it is, Night Watch in 2004. Bada boom, dude. Can I play the trailer or is that going to get us banned?
That will definitely get us banned. You cannot do that.
Fuck. Anyway, here it is.
We have one episode because of Juicy J. That's why we don't play Catch No Corona anymore.
It's Project Pat.
Project Pat. Sorry.
All right, well,
same.
can't play the preview, but Night Watch is sick. It's like a Russian movie. It's about vampires and all sorts of...
How both of us have favorite movies that are about vampires?
it's a fucking good movie.
What's up with that?
I like that one. I like American Psycho. I like, just cool.
American Pie. American
Not so much.
Beauty. American Werewolf in London.
TV. What about TV shows?
American. What are the other American TV shows? I'm going 6 Feet Under, best TV show of all time.
Damn.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, my favorite movie of my childhood. I even one summer spent my entire summer making a website, an MSN group about Buffy. I know don't even fuck with me about Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
All right, maybe we'll get some other Buffy.
So
buff
6 Feet
heads.
Under, Buffy. What are some other great shows? Sopranos is definitely up there.
I'd say
Curb.
Curb.
The
Seinfeld,
Office. I think I've
Office.
seen The Office more times than I've seen any other show.
And The Office is like I like relate real life situations to The Office. I'm like, oh, this is like when Michael and just some reference.
Oh, totally. What are some shows that we've binged on together?
It's been The Office. It's been
I've had you
Curb.
watch 6 Feet Under with me, I think once or twice. I'm
Yeah,
I'm about to go
Sopranos a
through
couple
my
times.
next 6 Feet Under.
There's
Because-
nothing going to be left.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore, dude. We fucking
Dude, I
love
love me
Jersey
some
Shore.
Jersey Shore.
Okay, we love
That's
Jersey
right.
Shore. Fuck.
You'd expect me to be like, that show sucks, but I like it.
If we owned a TV show, Lost was a great TV show. Not my favorite. If we owned TV shows on DVD, what would they be?
Probably The Office.
6 Feet Under, for sure.
Yeah. I like Trailer Park Boys. I'm a big Trailer
Naveen
Park
loves
Boys.
Trailer Park Boys. I personally dude, Trailer Park Boys was great to me for the first 5 seasons. And
Yeah,
now
that's
that we're
just
on season 17 and they're still telling the same story, I'm kind of fucking over it.
Yeah. The cartoon is
Funny
great. though.
story though. Dude, the cartoon I think is better than the show.
I love it as a cartoon. It's
I
like
love
amazing.
it as a cartoon because
Also, I need to
it's-
get some sound drops from.
it gets super
Trailer Park
surreal.
Boys, for sure.
Okay, but funny story, dude. We were at a show. We were opening the Contortionist tour. We were in Houston. It's the same day that we asked Travis LaVere to be in our band.
That's right.
So we were in Houston opening the Contortionist, and the next night, Mr. Leahy and Randy Bobandy were doing a comedy show. They were doing a comedy show at the venue, the same venue. It was maybe it was the Warehouse. Is that what it's called in Houston? We played there with
I don't know, I'm the
Whitechapel
worst with
too.
fucking-
I can't remember the name, but it's out on the outskirts of Houston. My Houston friends would know. So we were playing there, and we got to the venue for sound check, and Mr. Leahy and Randy Bobandy were there, and it was like, dude, are you fucking kidding
I was like,
me?
wait.
Is that
is
them?
that fucking Randy outside? What the fuck is going
It
on
was
here?
so crazy.
Yeah. I
But
was starstruck, dude. Not
so
gonna lie.
Mr. Leahy went home. They were playing the show the next night. They were doing their thing the next night.
First of all, the Trailer Park Boys, they're all them. They get some.
Those guys are hustlers.
They never stop putting out new
Never.
shit, dude. It's crazy.
always Trailer Park Boys Christmas, Trailer Park Boys
Yeah.
Live.
And they fucking go on
everything.
tour. So Randy and Jim Leahy went on tour and they did a live show.
Yeah.
They're playing the same club as us.
Before he died,
next
rest
night.
in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. They're playing the same venue the next night, and they just came to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like,
So Randy stayed for the show. We didn't party with him. We went home. We went to the hotel.
We kind of did, but
We
I
got a
mean, he
hotel.
was hanging with contortionists. You know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
we were
Bitches.
yesterday's news.
No, but he was just kind of hanging, and I think it was just whoever hung out with him. We weren't really trying to hang as much.
I guess so. I mean, that's fucking Randy Bobandy. Dude.
That's Randy Bobandy.
But that was cool.
Yeah, he
It
went
was like,
home.
Yeah, it happened.
He got like hella wasted at that show.
Yeah, he was hanging.
He was
He ripped his shirt off to
demolished.
the whole deal.
And I have to wonder how many drugs are those guys brought on a daily
I don't
basis
think very many.
to do.
I think they're probably just normal people, but they get drunk.
No, but weed.
Yeah, well, okay.
They're probably brought like pounds and pounds of weed.
You think so?
On tour? Naveen, think about how many people show up with weed to tours that we do.
I don't know. I mean, they were in like a car.
They were in a car because they were staying at a
rental car.
No, they were staying at a hotel. So they got a car to go to the venue.
Yeah, so they're flying. So they can't be having pounds of weed on them.
No, I said imagine how many pounds of weed people bring them.
Oh yeah.
To shows.
Yeah, and then what are they gonna do with
backstage?
Okay, thanks a lot.
No,
dude.
but I'm saying just to smoke. Like, do you think that guy paid for any of the shots he took that night? No.
No, definitely not. But I remember like walking through the crowd and I was like, damn, there he is. He was like over by the bar.
Yeah.
It's like, that's fucking
like, damn.
Randy.
Randy's at the show.
Amazing.
Dude, is that Randy Bobandy?
Yeah, it's incredible. So that's our claim to fame, that story.
Oh, there's another claim to fame. Jada Pinkett Smith.
I was going to say, is it Jada Pinkett Smith?
Jada Pinkett Smith came to she's a huge BT Bam fan. So you were on an Animals tour. It was your last tour with Animals.
Really?
Yep. And it was in LA. And Jada Pinkett Smith was there.
Yeah, check that out.
Chilling. And everyone was like, dude, Jada Pinkett fucking Smith.
Also that night, Steve Vai was there. That's what I heard.
No one cared because Jada was there. Do you guys remember Wicked Wisdom? Jada Pinkett Smith's band? I kind of thought they were sick. They had a single that was like Strange Fruit or something is what it was called. No, Strange Fruit is a different song.
I don't know. I never heard them, but
They were on Ozfest.
Yeah. That's funny.
You know what? She likes metal, man.
Well, if she really likes metal, she'll do our podcast because it is the number one.
We should
place
call
for
her.
Metal.
We should call her.
The underground metal scene to hang out.
It's true.
Which I should be throwing that out a little bit more when the podcast first starts. I need to be like number one, the catchphrase, the number one place for underground musicians to hang the fuck out. So I guess that makes sense. We talked about the movies, and then you got, when are you guys going to get Chase Frazier on the show? So Chase has been apprehensive about being on the show. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why. But maybe now that he's been requested to be on, let's get him on. I've wanted to have him. He lives in Santa Cruz. He's actually my longest running friend. And the first dude that I jammed with. That's right. So I think it would be great. The guy's fucking hilarious. He's a great time and a great dude. I love the guy to death. The thing that's funny about Chase is that he comes over and hangs out, and we listen to records and we drink beer and stuff. And the whole time I'm kind of thinking like, man, that would have been a really good podcast. You know what I'm saying?
With who?
Chase.
Oh,
yeah.
dude. What's the question?
The question is, when is Chase going to be on the show?
Dude, we keep asking him that.
And it's like,
he comes over like
maybe we got to
weekend.
maybe we got to do it on like a Saturday. And it's like, hey, no big deal. Just we're hanging out.
Here's what we're going to have to do to Chase.
Let's do it next fucking weekend.
We're going to just have to plant a mic.
Yeah.
In our living room.
Yeah.
He's been just we've asked Chase to do it a couple of times. We don't want to push it, but I think Chase would be a great guest.
He listens to the show every week.
Yeah,
I don't know why. But.
Chase is like our fucking boy, and it would just be probably be the best episode of the podcast.
It would be great. It would be a 3-hour episode.
We would love to have him on because it's just Chase is. It's just like adding another one of us to the podcast. It would be great.
Like I said, we hang out, and after we're done hanging out, I'm like, damn, that would have been a really
dude. There are so many times because that is something that is different about when you start a podcast. It's like Naveen and I will have conversations with each other, and it's like, fuck, that would have been such a good podcast.
That's a bingo right there.
Yeah,
add that.
But it does happen with Chase as well because it's like we all vibe, so it's like, damn, that would have been such a good podcast.
There's nothing going to be left of the world. It'll be cinderated, and God will have to pick out what he's going to take home out of the ashes.
That's what would happen if we did a podcast with Chase.
Cinderated.
The world would be cinderated.
It's gonna be cinderated.
So yeah, we want Chase on the podcast, but he can do it whenever he wants. He has an open invitation.
I need more Jessica White samples straight up. Like I need a whole fucking page of them.
All right, Kyle says, last questions of the day.
Yeah, then we should probably end it.
Naveen, I need you to link us to the death metal soundboard drop.
I don't know. I just went on YouTube and I searched for guttural death metal.
So,
Here, I'll do it right now.
So do that.
Let me do it right now. Here, I'll do it right now. Let's check it out. Because I just went on there. I went guttural. Shit, how the fuck do you spell guttural?
Guttural.
Gutt what?
Ural.
I went guttural death metal.
He can write music, folks, but he can't spell.
This might be it right here.
So my daughter is just your slam piece?
No, slam.
He's just kidding. Slam away.
Is that from American Pie?
No.
What's it from?
This isn't it.
Yeah, my vocals are kind of shot.
I don't know. I might have searched for like brutal death metal. You know what's funny? I don't even know what it is.
Oh, it's kind of shot.
I don't know.
Too.
Sorry, man. I don't know what it is. It's just
This is the number one undisputed podcast for death metal vocals in the background.
don't know what it is. It goes like that.
It's sick.
It's sick. That's kind of funny. I don't know what it is,
No idea.
but I haven't been copyright claimed for it. So
No, there hasn't been a copyright claim.
So
I checked
actually, maybe you could let me know. And
Can one of you
wait
guys?
a minute. I might have.
Could one of you Shazam that?
You can't fucking Shazam that.
You might
can
be able to. You can Shazam almost anything, dude.
All right.
Anyways,
Well, I don't know. Basically, I don't know.
Kyle says Naveen failed at the deathcore metal soundboard
Death
drop.
metal.
In the last episode, you mentioned Tom Green and how he's out on a van trip currently. Did you know of him before? Dog. We're from the 90s. We know who Tom Green is.
But you didn't watch the show.
We knew that he married Drew Barrymore.
You knew that.
We knew
'cause
that
you know
we knew that he was in
spouse.
Road Trip. We knew that he was in the Tom Green show. I never watched it, but I knew he was in the show.
Yeah, okay,
What's the other show?
I actually
What's the other
knew-
one? What's the
What?
other one? The other movie.
Road Trip.
No, it's the movie besides Road Trip.
Freddie got fingered.
Freddie got fingered.
Never saw it.
When he was like being birthed out of a cow's asshole.
Yeah, like I know Tom Green from the Tom Green show.
Naveen knows him from the Tom Green show.
Because I'm like sort of old.
We tried to go back and watch the Tom Green show and fuck, dude.
It's like him screaming and
It's
pouring
just
weird
him
goo all over
rubbing
himself.
jelly all over
Yeah.
himself and screaming at people. It's very avant-garde.
I'm respect for whoever was the executive at MTV who was like, "Yep, we're gonna greenlight this show. We're gonna get it going."
I feel like it wouldn't go nowadays.
Definitely
Nowadays,
not.
everything has to be so like prim and like cut and well marketed. It's like everything has to be in development. It's like
it's the worst.
God. Yeah, so we knew
That's
who
horrible.
we knew who Tom Green was, obviously.
Yeah, you're damn
Or
straight.
not
Wait.
obviously, but of course.
When I saw him on Joe Rogan, I was like, "Holy shit, it's fucking Tom Green."
Yeah, I
That's
was like,
crazy.
whoa, Joe Rogan got Tom Green?
Yeah, it's like,
That's
what's up
crazy.
with that guy? But that's cool what he's doing, and
He's got a cute dog. His videos were, you know.
I've
is
been
what it
begging
is.
Cheney to do that with me, and so maybe you guys could send in the
Van life?
yeah.
I know, but you lived in a van for one day and you hated it.
Yeah, it sucks.
So.
But that's because our
No, but what I want to
van's
do,
not-
I want to get a drone and I want to our next goal, I think we talked about this last week, but our next thing is to save up for a Sprinter.
a big van. Yeah,
So I think we could take that out. I want a drone so that I can document and brag.
All right.
Question for Cheney.
I should probably read that. What is your feature on Abiotic's new album, the song project you were working on that you couldn't talk about? He's exposing.
No. That wasn't what I couldn't talk about. I think that that was announced before that, but I would have talked about it. No, but I think that I'm on the next single.
Tight. No,
Which
that's
will be
something
cool.
else that you've done. You can't say what you did? No, it's out.
No, I can. Metal for Gear Gods for Tune Track Metal Month. I did a song.
Yeah.
It's out. It's on YouTube. Go check it out if you want to. It's just a song. So what Trey Xavier did. So Trey runs Gear Gods, I think, along with Ben Umanov. So Trey took a dice and would roll a number, and for each number he would choose a specific drum pattern, and then he would do that for an entire song and then write riffs over the whole song, and then the idea is to have a vocalist over it. So since me, there have been a couple of other vocalists too. And yeah, that's what I did. So it was just fun. No lyrics are up online. It's just me singing some patterns.
I
And
think we have a little clip of it.
doing a fun video.
Wow.
So there it is.
Sick. Good job.
Thanks. Do you think it's sick?
Yeah, it's super sick.
I mean, I was just wondering though, is it a good display of my artistry?
The actual song
Will you play it again?
This one?
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
probably pull up
I'm
the song that you
thinking.
did.
No, don't. Naveed.
Don't do it.
I'm thinking I could just send this song to my grandma, and she'd be like, "Wow, all those vocal lessons were worth it."
All right. Well, fuck. He also says thanks for making the #1 undisputed best metal podcast.
Okay, so now
Obviously,
it's
the
Kyle
best.
and my mom and your mom.
Yeah.
The three of them together are forming an unholy trifecta of people who think that this is the best undisputed.
No,
metal.
it is the best podcast.
No, it
Metal
is.
underground metal podcast.
I'm thinking that it might be the best podcast.
Wow. Okay. I just thought it was the best underground metal podcast.
I'm thinking it might be the best podcast.
What do you think? Well, that means we're out of time. We'll see you guys next week, man. Hey, for real though, thank you guys for checking in and thanks for hanging out with us. We love doing this podcast.
We really do love doing it, and
And we will see you guys
what it
next week. Send us your questions. Peace.